sixth graders, today we're going to be showing you how to play the product game. So this one kind of goes hand in hand with the factor game. And so some of the setup looks the same. So we're going to teach you the setup, we'll play the game. This game actually takes a little bit longer to play, so we might not make it through an entire game, but we'll show you how to play nonetheless. Once again, I put my name in and Mr. Dietrich's name in, and I'll be able to go first since mine was the blue. But if you go to options on this game, couple of pros and couple of cons. We don't want you to change any of this so that we're all learning the game the same way. Do not change this. Also, it's like tic-tac-toe. You want 4 in a row to win. We don't want you to change that for right now either, because we are all playing this game together or maybe with our families, and so we want everybody to have the same, I guess, rules to win, okay? Downside also of this game, there's no choice to play the computer. So we're hoping that you have a family member that you would be able to play against, but if not, we're going to be able to do more of these together in class. So don't do any setting changes when you are playing the product game. So for this game, it's kind of like Connect 4. You want to have 4 of your dots in a row to win, and we'll show you how to play the game. There are 2 sliders here, and I can choose to move either one. Because I'm the first player, right now it just has the top one playable. I can't really do the bottom one yet. All I do is I move this slider to a number. But it's called the product game because product means multiplication problem. Right now, I only have one number being multiplied. This kind of says 7 times, and there's no result yet. Now, I don't really get to do anything on my first move because I just wrote the 7 times as my problem. I have to click OK, I can't do anything. But Mr. Dietrich will be able to do something. So the directions changed.
Yeah, again, so if you get a little bit confused, you can read the directions up here. Mr. Dietrich, after selecting one new factor, press the OK button, and it's going to give me the option to move this slider. I can move it anywhere 1 through 9 that I would like. And one thing I want to kind of emphasize that Mrs. Lynn said, because last year some students got confused early on, is your goal is to get 4 on the board. So if I choose one here, okay, it's going to mark the board for me. Your goal is not to get like the highest number of points. That doesn't give me 56 points. That's just the product. That's just what it is marking.
Because 7 times 8 is 56.
Correct, because 7 times 8 is 56. Some students last year were thinking like, oh, I got to get the largest number, so they always moved it to 9. So it doesn't matter how, as long as you get 4 in a row, if it's up here, if it's down here, it doesn't really matter. So keep that in mind. Yep, I already pressed OK.
And
so then it's going to change the directions for Mrs. Lynn.
Something that he said also reminded me, the 4 in a row can be horizontal, vertical, but also diagonal. So if you're thinking about sneaky strategy, when I play against my students, I always miss those diagonals. So those definitely count too. So he clicked OK. Now I'll be able to make a move because both of these little buttons are, I guess, in play now. So I can choose to move the 7 anywhere. I can choose to move the 8 anywhere, but what I can't choose is I can't move both of them at the same time. Notice that bottom one's not going to move for me. So it was on a 7 and an 8. I can only move one of them. And so I'm just going to choose like the number, turn the 7 into a 2. Now I have 8 times 2, which is 16. So there's my blue dot.
All right, and then one thing too, so now the directions after selecting, it's now my turn. Not only can I move either one of them, I could also double them up if I wanted. So you can have 2 markers on the same, all right, which I will do here. So notice both are on the 8. 8 times 8 is 64. That is also an option.
I'm starting to get worried though that Mr. Dietrich is trying to get like 4 in a row down here. So I am going to try to claim this 72 so I can block him. I can do that with an 8 times 9. But notice, with both of them being on an 8, 63 is not a multiple of 8. I can't click the 63 right now, and 54 would be like a 6 times 9. I can't do that with one of my numbers having to stay at an 8, but I can move at least one of them to a 9 and block his 4 in a row possibly this way. Unfortunately though, I'm thinking about blocking him, but it didn't really do me any good with trying to get 4 in a row. This game is a lot like needing some kind of strategy.
All right, so now the directions are going to be for me to go. Again, I can move either one.
So he got his 54. There is a way to lose a turn in this game. So I'm going to show you how to lose a turn. So the number, let's see, like I'm going to use 72 as an example. I understand that I just picked 72. But what if I wasn't thinking? What if I thought that 8 times 9 was 63? Actually, it's 72, right? And 72's already been chosen. But mentally, I'm thinking 8 times 9, that must be 63. I'm going to block him. Notice I will lose a turn. It didn't let me because I picked a combination whose answer was already up there. Mr. Dietrich, though, would be able to win this game with his next turn.
All right, so I'm looking, currently it's at 9 and 8. My goal is to figure out what I can get that 63. So maybe 9 times something equals 63. Maybe 8 times something equals 63, because I want to get that. I want to get that 4 in a row here. So let's say that I move this to a 7.
If we move that out of the way, we can see that the 9 times 7 turned into his 63. He got his 4 in a row. Right?
Yep.
Again, a fun game, a really good game for strategy. So if you know your factors and you know your multiples, this is a great one. This is one that is really fun to see students play in class because they get very competitive with it. So we hope you have a family member that's just as competitive and you can have a fun game at home. We hope you enjoy it too.
Thank you.